You guys. So this is gonna be one more time, just one more time because just one more time for my past because I do want to. I actually do. Usually I be so, like private, but I want to tell my story on my past, and because I want to tell it to you guys, and then I'm gonna release that and then let it go. Okay. So in my past, I know that I have been a home wrecker. I've been a home wrecker. Um, been a home wrecker, been in and out of relationships. I probably had about 100 relationships. You understand what I'm saying? About 100 relationships, and it's sad to say, but it's the truth. So therefore, when I talk about my past, like now that I talk about my past, and I want people to embrace their past, because if you can't embrace your past and learn from your mistakes in your past, you would never move forward in life. So I acknowledge that I was a home wrecker. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't wreck too many people homes. That's one thing that I didn't do. I didn't wreck too many people homes or whatever. Um I slept around, like basically in and out of relationships. That means you um a H word. Okay. So you have to acknowledge these things. And I know that jumping I know that now that I learned from my past and my mistakes and everything, I move forward in life from that. You know, so people hold on to the past and they don't know how to let the past go and let bygones be bygones. I do. I do. And let me see what I can talk about my past. I done told you everything. I done told you everything about my past, but it's I don't know. I had so much to say before I got on, but I don't know what to just acknowledge who you are because that shape who you are today. You understand what I'm saying? Because your past is yesterday. Your past is yesterday. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, if you acknowledge that, I have jumped in and out relationships. Understand what I'm saying? And therefore, I know the consequences of toxic relationships. I know me being in relationships and this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say because I had to think about it. Had to think about it. So this why I encourage you guys. I encourage you guys so much because you want to know why I encourage you because at the simple fact for the simple fact that I know that I have been in relationships where I the first thing that we did was, had the goosey board. We goosed, and I depend on my relationship only on that part. So for them not to break up with me or leave me, baby, I will. I'm telling you, I will cry. I will give you my money, whatever I have to do to keep you. You understand what I'm saying? Because that was something back then, something that I needed. I needed that person to be with me. You understand what I'm saying? I needed that. And that's what I felt. I needed that. So when we come to a conclusion in our life that this is something that you don't need, really, and God put people in your path for different reasons. You understand that God put people in your path for different reasons, and I understand that now. Where you know, down the line, like people saying now, like for real, down the line, I probably have made mistakes. Okay. If you get my I probably have made mistakes, but I don't flaw my mistakes because ain't nobody brung it to my acknowledgement. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore in a relationship, I just always believe that it was toxic. I let it go. You understand what I'm saying? So for people, because people got big mouths and people was make it seem like, oh, you done something intentionally. Nothing that I do Like if it's something that cause somebody harm, if it's something that cause somebody harm, I don't do things intentionally. You understand what I'm saying? I don't do things intentionally. I know people do. I know people do. But me, my perspective on different type of things, I'm not gonna do nothing to nobody that's gonna harm you. And if you felt like you was harmed or threatened or any kind of way with me, people know I'm easy to talk to. You could have came and talked to me. But no, people like to keep secrets because it was a whole set up plot. That's what it is. It was a whole setup plot. So if a person is easy to talk to, you could have came to that person and talked to that person. That's why I was talking about when your brother sinned against you. That's why I talked about that part. Because when a brother sinned against you, that means basically you got to tell everybody else a secret that you've been holding or something that you could have acknowledged to somebody and told somebody about that secret that you was holding. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, I don't. I can't say that I have made I know I made mistakes before in my life, but I can't say that I made a mistake with a person. I just know that the relationship was toxic or whatever it is. So therefore, I come to you and I tell you today. So therefore, like just say for instance, and I'm gonna speak on the truth on that. Say for instance, like I know I have HIV, and if one of my partners called HIV for me, I don't have a knowledge of that. I don't have a knowledge of that. So I can't say that that's a mistake that I made because there ain't nobody came to me and told me, "Oh, the kids, you gave me HIV. You did this or you did that." Ain't nobody told me that. Ain't nobody on this earthly land came back and told the kids none of that type of thing, right? So if you haven't, if it ain't to my knowledge, I haven't made that mistake with you. If I feel like if the man that I was sleeping with, my lover or whoever it is, if that came across, if you know how to sleep with me, you know how to tell me, "Oh, look here, you gave me HIV." You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? If you understand that part, then you understand where I'm coming from. And that's why I say these people are so stupid and so dumb. They so stupid and so dumb. If they was grown enough to get in the bed with me and have relations with me, and something came across that part, you could have came and talked to your brother. I don't care if we was, I don't care if we was lovers. You're still my brother at the end of the day. You understand what I'm saying? So don't play in my face. That's why I tell people don't play in my face. Because you don't know my story. Don't play in my face. I'd rather for you to go play in your mama face than play in my face. You understand what I'm saying? So my past, that's why I say I repent my past. I repent my past. I ask God for forgiveness and I move forward in life. And that's why I say, can't nobody stop me on my journey. Regardless of what you try to do and how you try to do it, you can't stop me. How can you stop me? How can you stop me? What is it that you can do that you can stop me? It's just that the man, it's just the man. I'm gonna tell you straight up, it's just the man that I have been with, and probably somebody that I probably have gave HIV to. I'm not gonna say that because that's what everybody's saying, right? So if it's somebody some man that I have slept with and I gave them HIV, which it didn't come back to my knowledge. So if that happened, why you didn't say anything? Okay, okay. Okay. But no, you want to sum it up and put your females involved in my situation. Don't put them in my situation. I don't do them. Don't put them. Don't do me that. Okay. But I speak the real out this mouth. I speak 100% real. And that's why a lot of people can't take me because they don't know exactly how to be real. When people start understanding that real is the key to opening up yourself, they'll understand life. They don't understand life. The only thing they understand is secrets, fake, and deceit. That's what they understand. They understand that. But I'm a type of person that I look. I'm gonna tell you. Listen, because at the end of the day, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Like I said once before, and I can say it again and again and again. If I felt like I did something wrong, I would have told I would have told the justice system, the police to come and pick me up and come and do this and come and do that. But no, you ain't fit just come in my face and tell me anything. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You ain't for just come in my face and tell me anything. Or from my acknowledgement, you ain't for come in my face. I'm not gonna allow you to. Okay? Get mad if you want. And but that's the real. That's the real. And a lot of men's and a lot of men's that I have been with, some of them like females, right? Some of them like females. So they not gonna embrace that they have slept with a man. They want to still hold they want to still hold I'm straight. No, you gay. You gay. You just like females. So embrace who you are at all times. Because at the end of the day, people like real. People like real, not fake. If you're gonna be fake, if you're gonna be fake, then you're not yourself. You know, how can you embrace and being your authentic self and you're fake? You fake. So that's why I say this whole city and these people is dumb. Because if it was to my knowledge, and I know, okay, me walking this earth all this time, and me being single, and ain't nobody came to me and said nothing to the kids, but all of a sudden it's a big old secret around this old wicked ass town. I was very real. It's a secret around this wicked town. So therefore, where I supposed to be going? To jail? That's where you want me to go? I'm not going there. So whatever answers and questions you want to hear out my mouth, I can tell you. I'm grown. I'm not a baby. I'm grown. I'm 43 years old. And anything that I have done in my life, I can tell you about it. Okay. So that's why a lot of people are so fake. They so fake. They fake. They don't walk in authenticity. I said it right. Yeah, I guess I did, but whatever. They don't walk in that. They walk behind closed doors. And men that walks behind closed doors, walks behind closed and well in closed doors. When they walk behind closed doors, they with you at night. But in the morning, they with a female. That's how this game been set up for years. That's why you see a lot of people going to a lot of men on men, a lot of men on men. They do their stuff in secret in private because they walk in shame. If they walk in shame, if that somebody know that they even being around a homosexual or anything like that. That's what a lot of men do. But they always be the one that blast you, put you out there. But that be the first ones going to the mosey wosey with you. That be the first ones going to the mosey wosey with you. I done experienced that part too. Well, I just want some oral. They want something. And then so oral turns out to be, I'm just gonna keep it 100. Oral turns out to be, let me just see what it feel like. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I say my journey can't be stopped. You just here. You wasting your time, Bookie. Bookie Bud. You wasting your time, Bookie Bud. So it is what it is. It's just that the whole part is the whole thing is I don't know what people forcing me to be. Listen, you can't you ain't gonna force me to do something that I don't want to do. I ain't gonna let nobody do that. I ain't gonna let nobody do that. I always had a strong mind, and I'm gonna do what I want to do, not what somebody tell. If I'm in a relationship, I'll probably let them tell me what to do. But other than that, no, you ain't gonna just push me around. I'm not a push around. Mm-mm. Nope. I refuse that. Okay. And this for the world. This for Obama. This for Trump. These famous peoples that's on this thing too. These pastors that's on this thing. And that pastor that used to come to my house at night. That pastor that used to come to my house at night. He used to come, and I didn't even know he was a pastor. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I know. I'm just gonna be keeping it real with you. Keep it real with you. I know that. I know this my thing. I back in the I wouldn't sleep with a pastor. I know a pastor that wanted to sleep with me. I didn't want to do that. I don't know. It was something in me that said, but I found out this man was a pastor, like that dude on there. I found out he was a pastor because I was looking on Facebook. He had in 22, no, about 23. He hit me up in my inbox and said his wife is gone. Come over his house, and I'm like, what? Your wife gone? I didn't even know the man was married. Then I said, you know what? Let me look on his Facebook. I said, let me look on his Facebook. I looked on his Facebook. The first lady was standing right there by him, and he was at the pulpit. And I said, and you know what I said? And I'm gonna tell you straight up what I said. I said, oh Lord, you going to hell. I did. I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what I had to repent. I said, oh, you going to hell. You slept with a pastor. Mm, yeah. But they do stuff in the door. Yeah, see, he didn't call me. If you call me when your wife in the room, then hit me up when your wife in the room, and tell your wife that you coming over here. You know what I'm saying? This type of things that these are secrets that men have nowadays. What is it? What is it? Like tell your wife, that you don't tell your wife that you are coming over to my house. That's what you do. Tell your wife that you're coming over to my house. Don't let her just find out and all that type stuff. Now just tell her that you're coming over here. What you waiting on? You want me to come over there and disrespect that woman house? You want me to come over to that lady house and disrespect that lady house? See, that's why I say these men nowadays, they is full of crap. That's disrespectful. And if I well, probably back in the day, well, I knew that somebody had a girlfriend, and I went over to their house, but I didn't know. Uh, uh, but I wasn't going over that pastor man house. I didn't even know he pastor then, but he asked me for oral. But at the end of the day, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I don't even know. I don't even know his name. That's what I tell you. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. But we was actually hooking up from probably for like 6 months, and I don't know his name. That's why I say your past can be your past. I don't even know his name. I just know your pastor, and he called himself. I ain't gonna tell you what he called himself, but that's my business. I ain't gonna tell you what he called himself, but that's my business. And it's crazy because I'm telling you, I was like, oh Lord, I really did. I really did. So I'm gonna start having little story times on here about different stuff. instead of just, because I sometimes I be so serious. I be real serious. I be into my my stuff because when I'm dedicated to doing something, then I'm dedicated to doing something. I'm not gonna stop. I don't care what it looks like or how it looks. I'm not gonna stop. Okay, and so therefore, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I'll be seeing. Now I'm telling you, I'll be seeing all these people with the pastor, but I just can't. I can't do that. I can't do that. And what the first lady think about it? For real, what the first lady think about it? I can't do it. And that's the God's honest truth. I can't do it. Mm-mm. Nope. No, I can't do that. But what else about my parents? Cause I wanna I'm just gonna sit down one day and I'm just gonna think about it. I'm just gonna write everything down and then I'm just gonna tell you guys because I want to be able to listen, I want to be able to help you on your journey of whatever your journey is. I want to be able to help you on that journey because we all have made mistakes. We all have fell short. We all have did, you know, everything. A lot of people did everything in the book. I started going to the clubs at the age of 15 and 15 through a long for a long time, like 40 something, 41, something like that. And that's a long time, right? Club days are over. Or 39, something like that. Club days are over. So just know that don't try to be with a man because a man or either a woman because they sex good. And we do that. We do that sometimes. And I done learned my mistakes from just trying to be with somebody just because it sex good. And sometimes the relationship do not ever work. So you guys, I hope that helps somebody. Start acknowledging your past. Start acknowledging your past because if you can't bring your past up and just just let it out and just release it, you're not gonna be able to move forward. You're not. You got to that's why you got to that's why that's how you grow. You learn from your mistakes and you move forward. If you can't do that, you're not gonna be able to move forward in life because you're still gonna be holding on to something that you know that is already the past is gone. You can't bring it back or you can't change what you've done. You cannot change it. You cannot flip it around. It's already gone. Yesterday is gone. So if you made a mistake yesterday, it's gone. You got to move. You got to learn from it and move forward. That's how life goes. Well, that's how it's supposed to go. But a lot of people don't learn like that. A lot of people need more comprehend, hand, or they need to. Well, a lot of people don't comprehend well. So therefore, if you made a mistake yesterday, you let that past go. You embrace it, but you learn from it and you move forward.